Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for what is going to be a super quick update on the cryptocurrency market. This is going to be our daily market update video, and of course, we have the CPI coming out for the US in the next 30 minutes. I think there is a very good chance that the market is going to rally here. We've been essentially looking right down at 18k at the short squeeze that we've now had. But I think there's further room for continuation to the upside. I'm looking at altcoins currently long. A number of altcoins have very tight stops. It's going to be an extremely volatile day. Also, we've got the merge tomorrow. So I've got so much to talk about, but I've not got a lot of time to get it across. So please just bear with me. We've got the CPI today. If the CPI comes out at consensus, which is 8.1, remember the prior one for July, this of course is the CPI for August, came out at 8.5. Markets are going to do well on the back end of this because they're going to see this as data that is leading to inflation getting destroyed, vice versa, or not vice versa, sorry, i.e. they essentially are going to say, okay, well, this means that the Fed is going to be less aggressive, the dollar is going to be less strong, so on and so forth. Remember, this is a dollar story, ladies and gentlemen, and it has been really for a long time. It's just now as the cryptocurrency market participants, we're really paying attention to this because we've become sort of intertwined with the macro story. So main headline today, and this is going to come out half an hour after the CPI print. If the CPI print comes out lower than the prior one, I think markets take relief. If it comes out higher or even the same or close to the same, I think markets will sell off. So just be very prepared for that. Now, even if, like I'm expecting, and here's a couple of articles from CNBC, inflation collapse will launch powerful market rally. Credit Suisse predicts. You also have here Tuesday's inflation report could show price moderating as gasoline and travel costs fall. Remember, with oil is falling as a result of Biden and his administration dumping onto the open market. Inflation is going to be a persistent problem. I do not think this is the end of the inflation narrative, but I think what we're going to move into now more so, certainly with this CPI print, is this kind of deflationary demand destruction narrative that's also very detrimental. Right now, we have two very negative forces at work: inflation, demand destruction. Demand destruction is largely caused, and we can see that in this kind of flight and liquidity grab for the dollars. Everybody needs cash. So this is going to be significant. Just remember that. High number, likely going to see markets tank on the back end of that. Low number, markets are going to do well, and this rally is probably going to extend. I don't think you're going to get too much past that 25k mark. In fact, I'd be pretty shocked if you did. Maybe you come up here, find a little bit more resistance. Altcoins, we're long. We actually see some significant upside for the altcoin market. And the setups, technically, we don't just think because of the CPI print that some of these altcoins are going to see a bit of a rally. Ultimately, you know, we have technical setups. But this is not the bottom. Crypto, in my opinion, is going to come lower. Eventually, I do think you're going to see a 15k Bitcoin. I'm sorry. I think that's going to, of course, affect the altcoins, and you're going to have considerably lower prices for altcoins. I can actually see Ethereum coming back below a K. So I can see, you know, you being able to pick Ethereum up below $1,000 again. But for now, you know, I think markets may take some relief. And I think moving into winter is where you get this kind of real reality check that the situation we're in is not a positive one by any stretch of the imagination, and a supportive one for markets. That's just my overall bias. Remember, markets don't just go straight down. This has been a feeble rally so far, to be honest, in terms of a bear market rally. This one was quite impressive. Still more upside to be had here, guys. If we get that upside, maybe we form some sort of a different structure. And it all really depends. Watch the dollar. The dollar starts to gain strength. You know that that's going to be bad for your risk on asset class. Dollar weak, vice versa, risk asset class as well. The issue that we've got, and I noticed this yesterday, we were long, we took quite a bit of money out of the market in the morning, and then of course we were still long into the evening, but had to cut a lot of those longs simply because of Ethereum. Ethereum was tanking the damn market, and it's because of the merge happening tomorrow. People have took the Ethereum trade, they've made their money from it, and they're going to dump with no real interest in holding prior to the merge. Who's going to be buying Ethereum or crypto generally in the environment that we're in? Winter is going to be a particularly tough one, in my opinion. We know they have come up with some sort of relief packages and support, but that doesn't solve the underlying issue. It just kind of prolongs the period that we're going to be dealing and living with it. So it's going to be an exceptionally interesting day today, ladies and gentlemen. My base case is that markets actually do quite well. I kind of think we're in this sort of an environment. You know, we've just crossed this 30 moving average on the daily. You could do something like this, where you get this real up leg, and then we get that sort of reality check and next kind of traumatizing event that hits and kind of plagues the markets. So my base case, and by the way, I could be totally wrong on this, is that I think markets are going to do well today, and I think my expectations are that the CPI print is going to be lower. Remember, we've got also the UK CPI print, and we've got a number of other things happening this week. For anybody that wants to trade with me or sort of you know, get under my or get into my group, I do have a Patreon. There is a link for it in the description. Obviously, I'm a lot more active on there, as it is a paid service. You know, the Patreon for the full tier, it's £30 a month. Well worth it, in my opinion. You get my 100x altcoin lists. You get my trades that I take daily. You name it, you get it, guys. So base case is that we see some more upside. Like I say, this is going to have to be a real short and sweet one because I'm currently in trades and looking to trade this market. Cryptocurrency market cap is at $1.07 trillion. Definitely room for a little bit more upside. Let's just pull that up actually whilst I've got you here. You can see that we were looking at this. If this was a 5-minute chart, I'd probably long it. Forgetting that it's a daily, because you're putting in this sort of higher low. And this is, for those people that trade and scalp, you'll know that this is actually quite, and we had this up here as maybe this is a target in the sort of trend that you're in. You need to come back down and take this low out. You know, maybe we do get that sort of push, come up here and then see that further downside continuation. Still well within the realms of a bear market rally, which is what I think this is, and is ultimately going to lead to that further downside, given the sort of recessionary environment that we're now in. Remember, Bitcoin's never had to face this kind of an environment. So it's going to be an interesting day. Hopefully, you guys make some money. I wish you all the best of luck if you're trading this. May the force be with you. If you're just investing, you know, for me, this is still not a market or really an asset class that I want to be investing in just yet. That being said, there are some altcoins that we maybe are looking to get into, but you can find out more about that in my Patreon. All I've got for you in this video, guys, like I say, it was just a really, really short and sweet one. I needed to make it that so that I can prepare for what's coming. Let me know. You know, I'm sure I'll see the comments with which way it's gone in the comment section after. Have a fantastic day, guys. Remember, one key takeaway if you are trading this, risk management. Do not put big risk on the table here and make sure you know where you're wrong, because you are going to get a volatile move out of this, 100%. And then I think it's going to be extremely volatile given the fact that Ethereum's merges tomorrow. Are people going to want to dump Ethereum after the pump from the CPI print? Potentially, but we will see. We've also got the US market still yet to open. Let's just take a quick look at the dollar, where the dollar's currently at right now. I know I said this is going to be short and sweet, but I love to ramble. Dollar is, yeah, maybe you get a bid here. Slight bid, maybe. Or maybe you just come below it and then you get a bid. So maybe the CPI print comes out, you see this dip and then a little bid, and then it sort of fizzles out a little bit more. Still expect there to be some more dollar weakness. If you go onto my Twitter, and you should all already be following me on Twitter, we did indeed say that, you know, up here on my Twitter, I'm not making this up, dollar's likely to roll back here. It's had a really, really significant move. Is there anything else we can take a look at? Yeah, we can look at the US futures market, which is seeing a bid. US futures market has been extremely strong. Love leaving the draw tool on. And again, it's one of those days, guys, forgive me. You know, for me, I think this is going to continue a little bit. Maybe get some sort of a double top situation. And this is the NASDAQ 100. We've got the E-minis futures. Yeah, this is what we were looking at. So this is still the play for me. Even though, okay, this actually came back and this pullback was a lot more strong than we were expecting, I still think that, you know, you're taking out this low eventually, but you've got the reality of the situation to really take hold. So it's interesting. Market's already starting to move. We will see. We're currently long. We may have to get out and maybe even flip short by the end of the day, but we'll see. Remember, again, key takeaway, CPI print comes out at 8.1 or lower. If it comes out at 7 something, boy, markets are in for a rally. But in my opinion, it's not one that's going to last. It's not the start of a bull market. This is not a generational entry for a bottom. When you have the largest market in the damn world, we don't want this. This is US government bonds, 10 years. Yeah, we can use this. When you have the largest damn market in the world trading like an altcoin, that's cause for concern. This is the very monetary system itself. If your debt markets end up in some sort of trouble, boy, the house of cards comes down. The house of cards comes down. Anyway, I'm rushing now. I'm going to love and leave you guys. Have a fantastic Tuesday. I'll catch you all in the next video. We may do an update video on this on YouTube, on the CPI and what we think about it and what the result was. Let me know if you'd like that in the comment section. I'm going to love and leave you. See you in the next one, ladies and gentlemen.